What the hell? There's hardly many people.
When I watched Banks on TV on Twitch, I thought he was like 2.5 meters tall, standing next to some CS:GO players.
For the Americans in chat, 2.5 meters is almost 8 feet.
Yeah.
So
he just looked huge next to those CS:GO players, but it just seems like they were
just very short.
Small.
Yeah, very unlucky on their side.
and they don't play a more masculine game like Dota 2. This is where the true Chads hang out, you know? No nerds here.
You guys were calling me Chad on the first day we worked together, you and T-Gov.
Yeah.
I had to learn what a Chad was.
Then I learned your real name was Steve. I think that's a lot more fitting. What is your real name?
Oh, wow. You don't know.
It's James.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to give you a few seconds, you know. I'm going to let you roll with that.
You're the third best James we've had in Dota thus far. Hopefully your career doesn't go the same way as the last one.
Yeah, no, I remember what happened to a certain James. Yeah, that's less than ideal.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, it's not allowed, no?
No.
It's taboo to say.
I'm sure he's doing just fine. His game's doing well. I hope you're watching. He's not.
So Kyle, you think that reflexes decrease so much with age, and you can't really be fast in Dota if you're like.
You see what he just did there? He was just sizing me
yeah.
up. He was about to go do something like this to test my reflexes. I know what's in your head. Slide him. Anyway,
I'd like to say that Carl, when he was talking about reflexes, says it wasn't such a problem for Dota, which is why you have older players in it.
it's okay. It's not about. The thing is, Dota is a lot more about sort of. I don't know how to even put it. Like your Dota IQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the way I describe it's a lot more about feel than numbers or anything like that. Like you know if someone can kill you or not.
Yeah.
You know if they start playing that little too aggressive, it makes you feel like a gank is coming. It's intuitive. So it's very much, I think, like look at like MMA, right? Mm-hmm. Where maybe you lose a step or two as you get older as a fighter, but your intelligence and the way you can read a fight improves, so that some people even peak in their 30s. So I think Dota is quite similar, but that's a whole other story. Void Spirit again for NaVi. Not sure I'm a fan of this pick after that first game. I hope that we'll see it on the 1 or 2 position. I don't like it in the offlane for Pasha.
Yeah, it definitely didn't work out for him, and I think, like you said, it's an open pick, so they can move it around a bit more. That'll give them the benefit of the doubt with it.
And now they go for the Grimstroke. So, I mean...
Continues to just constantly come into all the games we're doing.
Yeah, but you're talking about Void Spirit. They were actually playing the bottom lane really nicely. They just when the enemies hit level 4, they just died. But they were outmaneuvering, to be honest. And there were a few times where they could have actually gotten a kill and gone the other side. So they were playing it well. So you can't really say that you don't want to see Pasha on it again. I really liked how he used the hero. If he had a little bit of a better lane, an easier time, it would have worked out quite well, I feel like. So.
Carl's face then.
Yeah.
His
really face is always like that when I'm
sure you use a lot of words there, Mr. Freak.
A lot of
if
words,
everything had gone better, I think it would have been better. I agree.
Thank you, Kyle. You're awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
You're awesome. Now he's gonna blush. He doesn't know what to do.
He's just awkwardly smiling there, like, oh damn, how do I get away with this?
I don't know how to follow up with that one. Shadow Demon Beastmaster, I like it. You got save, you got double BKB piercing ultimates.
Oh look, we got Witch Doctor.
And let's see if it can improve its record to 0-2 on the day. So far, 0 wins for Witch Doctor in the tournament. Let me remind all of you at home, that was Harry Freak's best 5 position in the match.
One of the best.
No, he said the...
I said
what
the best?
Say, Banks?
Sadly, Twitch will prove that you said the best.
The best. Okay, I can stand by that.
This is why I said about counting how many times we see this do well, right? Because you made a pretty bold statement. Sure. You got to own those ones.
Sure. Okay. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I said.
No, own the bold statements. Be wrong. Be proud.
That's how Carl made a career.
You see that he's being picked quite a lot. Still, people are getting used to it. The position 5 players are saying
this is the second game.
People are saying it's the 3rd game we see Witch Doctor, right?
It's the 2nd game today. How?
Okay, 2nd game today. Okay. No. Position 5 players are saying Witch Doctor is really good, and now his team needs to adjust to the Witch Doctor and how to play, how to stay in front of him, so that he can get a good cast off and actually win the fight. So that's why we're going to be seeing it more and more, and its win rate going up.
My man loves the Witch Doctor. Doesn't even call it coconut. It's a cask.
I don't have the immortal item. That's why I don't call it coconut.
I don't know if I'm liking this Navi lineup this far. It just seems kind of one-dimensional. And I look at this. I love the Shadow Demon Venge. I love the swap aggressively against Witch Doctor, also for an interrupt on the ult channel. Just seems very formidable. I look at the auras. I love auras. They seem very solid nowadays. And Gyro, you know, you just go for something like a troll here, any sort of BKB carry, and I think this Gyro gets eaten alive.
I can't say I don't like it, but I see your point. You go for a BKB carry and Gyro is destroyed. Actually, Jugger would work well as well with the healing ward. They really don't have anything to get to it, so and to kill the Jugger. So definitely, I can see that working. But I can't really agree that it's a bad draft. I still see it working. Witch Doctor and the Gyro against the Beastmaster. They can go in, they can get some kills. There's the Lycan. We can now see how the Witch Doctor.
You liking the Lycan?
When I see Lycan and Beastmaster, it's hard to bet against that.
Yeah. This is a perfect example of the patch flavor right now. This is two heroes that effectively just need one item and level 6, and then they have so much damage potential. You lose one fight to this combo, you're losing 2 towers in Roshan. Meanwhile, Navi, you've got to kind of do what HellRaisers did in that game 1, where you get ahead, stay ahead, take towers with catapults, which also I wanted to comment. HR did a really good job. I said that they would have a hard time taking towers, that all their rotations to kill towers were based around protecting those catapults. It was really well done by them. But this is tough for Navi. It's Void Spirit, Witch Doctor, like this entire Navi lineup hates being ran at. And the zoo, you ever watch that scene from the second Jurassic Park movie, The Lost World, where they sneak down and they unpin all the animals, the dinosaurs' cages, and they like rampage through the camp?
That's what's going to happen.
Oh, I broke it.
don't destroy the iPad. Kyle getting docked wages at this point, replacing the iPad. You're actually looking at it like you've actually done something bad to it. So while he sorts that out, there's the one thing we're noticing when we talk about that Lycan was just the amount of damage we can do to the towers and where the current meta's at with that and pushing forward. This looks like HR onto a big win, a potential 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, we can, even if Navi starts winning, they make one mistake and they lose half of their base. If they start losing, on the other hand, which, okay, they should do relatively okay in the laning stage, but if they start losing,
Kyle has actually broken it, so...
No.
Yep, iPad's being replaced by Kyle. Get the checkbook out, mate. Sign it away.
How is this? What the?
It's okay. We won't tell anyone. It's not.
Can I see yours real quick, Harry Freak?
It's not working either, so it's not. You're gonna get away with it.
Oh, so you both don't have one? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
you broke yours before we even got on stage.
No, I actually don't know how to use it, I guess.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay. And I thought Dota players with this high IQ Kyle was talking about.
Dota IQ. Dota IQ.
Dota, okay.
Yeah. So
specifically,
I have had to teach a non-zero number of teammates about how to do laundry, how to wash dishes. I will never forget. I'm not going to name the name, but one of my first teammates way back in the day, he had never washed dishes before. He was 22 years old. And he had his plate. He's like, what do I do with this? I'm just like, well, go wash it. He's like, how?
Did he have a butler
He goes
or a
over to
maid
the
or
sink.
something?
He goes over to the sink, and he's like, turns the water on like, you know, a dribble.
Yeah.
And he just goes like this, like holding it out as far from his body as possible. And I'm like, you need soap or a sponge. So he gets the sponge and the soap, and he starts going like this.
This
Not
can't
kidding.
be real. This can't
It's
be
real.
real.
It's real. It really happened. I had witnesses. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
laundry was funny, but that's a whole other story.
Is there any redemption Navi can have here with a last pick?
Monkey King looks really good. It can win the lane against the SF. You can outplay it. It's a skill-based matchup in which Monkey can dominate. Okay, they go for a Kunkka.
Same concept.
Yeah, yeah, but it's actually better against the Lycan. The Kunkka is a safer pick. It's not gonna dominate the SF. It can win the lane. It can't really chase him through the jungle and stuff like that. So, but the Kunkka, if we see good rotations and he can be the hero that actually catches the Lycan a few times, he can be the hero that can defend the towers. So it's actually a solid last pick. The thing that I'm afraid for here is that this SF, even though he doesn't have to do anything, he can really get off to a good start if Kunkka is actually trying to shut down the Lycan or the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I feel like my heart tells me to pick HellRaisers here because I just love their draft, but I could see NaVi pulling out the same thing HR did in the previous game, where they just get ahead in the lanes and then just find kills. Because Kunkka Gyro in the mid game is really tough to take down. BKB Gyro is pretty much a win condition for them, especially if this Kunkka gets off to a good start. A Radiance pickup by him would just be, destroying. But I feel like HR played better. And I think they're going to play better here. Their draft, look for them to take a Roche by 12 minutes, and from there, just steamroll to a victory. However, it goes 25-30 plus. I think NaVi start to take a little more control.
I actually also think HellRaisers are going to take this, and yeah, there's some similarity to the last game, but last game, if HellRaisers make a few mistakes, they're still winning the game. Here, if NaVi makes one or two bigger mistakes, they just lost the game because they're going to lose their base. So to me, this is, I think that this is going to be an easier game for HellRaisers, and NaVi really needs to play this perfectly to win.
Well, let's bring Lacoste and Toby into this again and see what they think of how this might be going down, because HellRaisers certainly did impress in the first game, but can they do it in the second here, guys?
I think Kyle should stop listening to his brain, always go with the heart. It might be the winning formula. But I gotta say, I love HR's lineup. They could just end this game in 20, 25 minutes. It's such a strong lineup. All these summons, all these auras. Not sure about the Kunkka last pick. I don't see him as a game-winning pick here.
Who would have you gone for then?
Isn't it obvious? Like HellRaisers, they played well since the last ESL tournament.
Yeah. Isn't it obvious?
I think they are just a much better team.
I'm starting to doubt myself now that my co-analysts have agreed with me. This is always a bad sign.
Well, let's get into a good sign, which is the game is ready, and let's hear from Lacoste and Toby all the way and get rid of our voices for the meantime while you two work out everything else.
God, life is so much more peaceful now, isn't it?
Yes, it is 5 voices. It's like I'm having a conversation in my head, all those inner ones.
Yeah,
Not too much.
Tell them to shut up for a bit so we can actually focus on the main game. And man, like, it really does feel very, very nice. We were sitting here during the draft talking about HellRaisers getting stronger and stronger with every aura they'd add to it. You put your money on Shadow Fiend by the 3rd pick. So once again, it feels like HellRaisers, while it doesn't seem crazily out of the box what they're drafting, it's really nice in their whole synergy together. And I'm really wondering like the timing from NaVi, because they had the combination at the start where I'm like, oh, now we can see Ricky, we can see the Grimstroke working with the Void Spirit, and almost at the same kind of draft that HellRaisers beat NaVi with in game 1, but it's kind of got a different route with the Gyrocopter as well as the Kunkka now. Yeah,
and Shadowfin pick blocked the Void Spirit on the mid lane. He just got dumpstered. Like, it's really unplayable match for Void Spirit, so they had to shift him back to the off lane. I'm once again worried about their 2 supports not being able to move. Yes, you have a Grimstroke this game, but who does Grimstroke play with? You need to have a good time on Void Spirit so that he has enough farm to participate in fights. Like, once he gets the Yule Scepter, he is a different hero, setting things up with the Remnant or just having an extra save for himself. It's also Shadow Demon against the Kunkka, which was Kunkka the last pick, so it's not going to be that effective. He can disrupt the whole combo. There's also another layer of save from the Edge Aura. Also, she can stop the Witch Doctor's Death Ward. Top lane should go well for HR. Let's see how they're gonna go with their skills. Gyrocopter, Flak Cannon level 1, just for some extra harassments. And Phonic, interesting build on him, going for Wild Axes, so more harass. Recent change to axes from physical to magical.
Wondering exactly who that's meant to be targeted at, or is it just so... It seems like he's always trying to clip the Witch Doctor, who's not really going to care too much about it.
One of the reasons why he, I guess, is not skilling Boar is the Cask and the Flak Cannon, so there's extra targets, extra bounce.
We'll start working against him. Another problem as well for Ilias is the fact that he doesn't know that his camp's been blocked yet. I don't know if he intends to go back and try and do a pull, but Shadow Demon's not going to allow this. Well, on bottom lane, you get your own little pull, Mapochka versus Slayer. Mapochka was actually able to pull the wave up, but does that now give Pasha the confidence to go underneath the tower against a level 2 Lycan with 7 armor?
You can try to go, but you're not going to achieve anything. Lycan is just way too tanky, has too much regen. Mapochka is about to hit level 2. still saving a point. Decides whether he needs a stun in this lane or he just wants to give some extra attack and some extra tankiness to Lycan. I don't think they can get the kills on the bottom lane unless NaVi overextends and they start to play aggressive. There's also a deep ward behind tier 1 towers scouting things out, but Slayer's not in a position to scout things out and kill the courier. How's mid lane doing? Pretty even.
Roger's just connecting on Shadow Poison after Shadow Poison, forcing Witch Doctor out. Okay, he's missed the last two, so it should finally pop on him. And he lost his own courier for this. I don't know if this is really worth it, Roger. Mistakes were made. And Crystallize capitalizes well on the bottom lane. For Pushka and Nix, you're talking about him like underneath the tier 1 tower. Pasha looks to stand his ground. Inkswell is up and running. They'll pull Vengeful Spirit back to the tier 1 tower. And it looks like HellRaisers want this to be a little bit more of a closer game than game 1 as NaVi now up 2-0.
It's a very defensive lane on the bottom for HR. Lycan just wants to keep farming. You don't want to like play aggressive with the wolves. You want to keep harassing them. Just get the farm for yourself. Get that Helm of the Dominator. Book 1. Level 6 is really important so that you can actually go for a gank. This Grimstroke does not have a any kind of save, so if you just run at him, he should die. Mid lane, Shadowfiend doing really well. Level 4, Kunkka same level. We see that more often on the mid laners not rushing for bottle anymore since the runes are not spawning until minute 4, so you're just bringing extra regen, extra tangos, mangoes.
It still hurts though when you have to burn so many. If you look at the difference in the net worth, like SF's down to 940 net worth to the Kunkka is 1400, so you're definitely seeing Magical coming out on top of this matchup. And now they can look for the 4-minute runes and SF just hoping for a regen or something. Oh, double damage. I guess you'll take that.
It's not a region, but it's something. Yeah, that's a good point where Shadowfiend invests a lot of resources to keep him healthy and keep his mana pool so you can spam the Shadow Raises while Kunkka is building like more tanky items, getting a bracer, getting a magic stick.
It's like, how many mangoes do you want to expend to try and get those critical raises if they are actually critical? But if you don't get the kill and he just salves up, then Kunkka's totally fine with everything that happens. I'm also loving the way that Magical's playing the lane. He's really like, he's baiting the level 1 torrent all the time. Trying to get SF to move in reaction.
Oh, one more raise. I mean, it's not going to kill him, but there's going to be a lot of harassment. Could just X marks him. That's the power of Kunkka.
Bounty.
Easily come back, got a fresh salve. Man, no downtime in a mid lane. Gotta like it. And this feels like a lot nicer game for Pasha, especially if he's able to work with this. Looking for the extra stun, able to get it over on the Lycan, and they've already got the kill over on Pushka. And Nyx, well, you kind of don't get this one. 17.5 HP regen with the tango consumed. His armor comes back up to 7.
What you want to do is keep pulling the wave, give Lycan extra XP, some solo XP so that he gets himself to level 6. That's a lot of damage.
Have they got enough with the extra stun? No, Pasha. Trying to play the range game with the tier 1 tower, realizing if he just gets stunned by magic missile under that, he may just be feeding over to the Lycan instead. Lycan has to salve up.
Yeah, once Kunkka hits level 6, also there's another rune for Shadowfiend on the top lane. It's gonna be not the one that you wanna get, but the rune got buffed in the previous patch, so at least
you'll take your bottle charges, and that helps him come over and take the triple stack the Shadow Demon's been working on. Bottle charges up, then he can get the bounty rune, so he can come straight back up high, but Beastmaster in a lot of trouble. Hit by the Maledict, he'll die underneath this tier 1 tower. Crystallize actually walking away because real 1 positions don't watch 3s die.
That's the unwritten rule of Dota.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Once again, bottom lane, they get a good remnant.
Yep, after Nyx, but under the tier 1 tower, cannot connect on the Inks. Well, and Magical and Ilias, they're a little too late. Like, they can see a double stack here. Maybe Magical tries to steal this. but they've already missed out and contested the big stacks.
Even though they are getting kills, all these stacks that Shadow Demon made is getting them back into the game. Game's pretty even in terms of net worth. But Pushka, he's not having a good time on the bottom.
He's doing the best he can. But look for his own stun. I don't know if Lycan feels like they've got something to work with. The Wolves do as much damage as they can. Oh, that swell. I mean, that stroke was a little bit off target. Actually, wasn't it? Actually, it triggered the range drops. Mid, SF, up in the air. SD's coming in, defensive disruption. He'll actually use it aggressively. And stick charges in Tango. I don't know if that Mally's going to pop him at the very end. Yeah, it will. It's enough damage. And Pasha goes down on bottom lane.
Kill on bottom. That's a big kill. Getting Lycan to level 6, and that's a full Helm of the Dominator, so he can have a creep for some extra stun or ensnare. There's no point in the Simulate. It's a very aggressive build from Void Spirit. Usually you want to have 1 point before level 5, so you have extra at level 5, so you have extra survivability.
And that's going to be a nice momentum shift for now for Lycan. Getting a little bit more of the lane, and it's nice to see HellRaisers keeping close eyes on where players are also rotating off, so they know when they can go for these opportunities. The Gyrocopter is still number 1 on the net worth. Crystallize has the most of anyone. But the next 3 all belong to HellRaisers. And for a lineup like this, like we're looking for HellRaisers to push early, to push hard and fast. Are they reaching their timing to actually start forcing the issue?
They just need levels on their heroes and like items. Beastmaster needs to get 1 item. Shadowfin will get this like battle build, go for drums into BKB so that he can't be touched. There's nothing that goes through BKB this game, so he's gonna be very strong.
Coming bottom, Lycan quickly into the shapeshift, wants to actually either do some damage or get the hell out of here. Gyrocopter will arrive, letting the cooldown go, but Lycan does not care about this.
There's
the homing missile can run forward, but yeah, they are away, and it looks like a bit of a lane switch because the tier 1 tower is taking damage up on the top. No one's there to defend it, and in fact, Lycan's already TPing. They're already leaving the lane.
They understand that there's going to be a switcheroo coming up, so they need to get the tower on the top lane. Lycan very hard to kill with what NaVi has, unless they X-mark him.
Alright, smoke up from NaVi. Shadow Fiend, primary target. Pushka might be there to spoil the day. Doesn't have swap available, man. They've almost finished this tier 1 tower up on top, and Crystallize hasn't left the lane. So this really is just a 3-man group in towards the mid. Pasha, seen at the Radiant Observer Ward. They get the X-Marks boat, and Pushka tries to land out that stun, keeping Pasha under control for now, but Shadow Fiend, how much life has he really got? Extra health and disruption. Roger will buy that extra bit of time, but will it be enough? Still thinking about the Requiem, the Maledict pop. It might be enough. He's trying to TP back to base to get the bottom charges to heal him, and he is fine. The first thing he's got, he'll live.
So he bought a fair fire. Very sneaky play from NaVi. Like, you think that they are grouping up around the bottom lane, so they smoke with the 3 heroes while Crystallize is staying at the bottom lane solo. Like, it could be punished, but you don't think it's gonna happen. Still, they didn't get a kill. They traded the tower. Now, Beastmaster putting some pressure on the top lane as well. Like, they need levels on their heroes to put extra points in Inner Beast, all these auras from Venge. And once they like get a kill or 2, they're just gonna go straight into Roche Pit once there's a Necronomicon on Lycan, and he is farming a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They really do not want to give up on this just yet. SF actually swaggering across the river, but Roger and Nyx are both here. They're ready to find. Vengeful Spirit gonna get caught out to begin with. Stuns over on Void Spirit, the Razors! Instantly, Pasha is deleted before the fight begins, and with level 6 now over on Roger, he'll actually purge up Magical, trying to run away, but he's swapped back in too, while Slayer underneath the tier 1 towers, able to survive from Nyx by TPing out. Cannot say the same, however, for the Kunkka. 2 cores lost very quickly, and now pressure to be applied to the tier 1 tower. And Crystallize still does not want to be there. He hasn't finished his sags yet.
If you think about like Gyro and Kunkka, they have a cleave. It's super good against the Lycan summons Beastmaster. In theory, yes, but once Lycan starts running at you, it's like you're gonna stand the ground and keep fighting him. And these heroes from NaVi, like, you don't have a hero that can just stand the ground and fight. You don't have any kind of bristleback centaur that can soak up all the damage.
And so how does NaVi approach it? Like, if they have team fight, if they have initiation, we talked in length about it in game one, like how good the voice spirit is at this. Once he has a Yule Scepter, like, what approach do you take instead? If you're NaVi, do you try and find these items? Do you have enough time to do that? Like, you're gonna kill a Vengeful Spirit right now, so Pushka will die.
NaVi,
what do you
I would say NaVi is on a timer where they need to shut down HR's lineup so they can play this like late game have Gyro who can scale extremely well. Well, so these are two good pickoffs. Just they didn't kill the core, but they're slowing things down.
Yeah, just catching the supports. But there's tier 2 tower damage being done as well because Beastmaster's up here pressuring. Fortification's already burned for that. Lycan's enjoying the time to get his Necro book, so he's already got the level 1 coming out in the courier. So you lose your tier 1 tower in mid, but you get space for Lycan, pressure into the top tower, as well as space for Funnick. Has he actually finished? He's finished the Vlads.
That is a full Vlads on him. I would want to see a pipe as the next item. There's a lot of magical damage from NaVi, and they also have like sixth magical thing. It's Kanka with the magical in his name.
Uh-huh.
That joke's coming through. Well, once Shadowfin gets a BKB, he's literally gonna be unkillable. And he is high level. You're also looking for this timing where he gets level 15 plus a BKB, Presence Aura affects buildings, and then you group up and just take towers by force.
Yeah, that's when we need to see more damage coming out of the gyrocopter, right? Yeah. Like, this is the reason why NaVi are prioritizing Crystallizer's farm.
You're also not gonna like fully commit trying to go for tier 3s before you take the Roche. There's still like tier 1, tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, and these go down very quick. So they're just farming up right now, get those Necro books, get a BKB, and then take one good fight.
NaVi are looking for it, but they're walking underneath Observer Wars, they're walking underneath Hawks, which are invis, and they didn't have detection for it. They'll drop the Sentry Obs now, but it's a smart position from the Observer Ward, actually in the lane, right on top of where the tier 1 tower used to be. So they think they're okay, they think they've actually found everything. And now they will have actually found everything, but just on the edge of the range of the Sentry. And now they smoke.
They know.
But yeah, Mass Pinks just came out from the SD. Was the Hawk wasn't close enough for it, but it's like they had 3 people grouped up here, guys. I think we've worked it out.
And these are the heroes that you want to rotate with. You know, the Gyrocopter still wants to farm. Venge denies the bounty.
I think she probably could have walked up to that one.
Yeah.
I guess it's the safer route. You don't know what's where, and you did see the 3 of them smoke, so it could have been a contest for the bottom. And they won't find anything. Instead, NaVi are grouped up on the top, looking for their own battle up here. Oh, look, money for a Vengeful Spirit.
Alright, let's check the armor. Once Shadowfin gets the level 15, it's gonna be 16, it's gonna be -7 armor from his. -6, that's 13. If we add Venge and Lycan's Howl, 8 armor, so there's gonna be, what, 21 minus armor once those spells are maxed out.
Sounds good to me. Sounds like Dota.
And you see the power of their lineup. They grouped up with the catapult, even though it's not needed. They deal way too much tower damage at the moment. And NaVi couldn't get anything. They can still either go for tier 2 tower on the mid lane or defend the top one.
They're getting the Gyrocopter Ags, but is that going to make as much of a difference as they want it to?
Like, you want to have an item on Gyro that deals with the illusions. I mean, with all these summons, there are no illusions at the moment.
Beastmaster's going to keep going on bottom. Like, well, if no one's going to come, I guess I can hang around. The Magical will do it. But now Pasha, isolated. He'll jump up. No Radiant Vision up there. So Pasha's TP out will be fine.
Witch Doctor in trouble. Cask. And
The army
stun
will
duration is great against these summons. They did not utilize the double damage of Shadow Fiend.
Oh, don't let the courier die either. That's got his Aghanim Scepter. All right, Elias will deliver the Aghanim Scepter underneath the tier 2 tower. Now Elias will arrive too. Paralyzing cast. So, yeah, welcome to the stun time forever for the... Oh, good swap. Creates in space. Lycan so low in life. 98 HP. The Raw trying to keep the Void Spirit out as well. But it looks like Funnick is going to be the only casualty here for HR as Lycan has TP back to the tier 2 tower and away to safety.
Surprised they did try to
SD?
fully commit on Gyro with no Lycan ulti, and he has no boost.
Disrupt.
The swap. Disruption.
He was waiting for the max duration. But, yeah, it was only delaying the inevitable.
HellRaisers, they think NaVi's doing Roshan, but they don't have enough damage at the moment.
They at least will now know with 2 players taking the outpost that NaVi haven't started Roshan. Gives Lycan time to push out the bottom. SF's going to just steal an Arcane Rune, because yeah, why not? 18 minutes in. And he's very close to that BKB. You said he'll be unkillable, so you've got 280 gold and he'll be there.
Probably gonna place a curse on him. Dies first in a team fight. Make me look dumb.
We'll see how much physical damage the Gyrocopter can get out. He's going straight Butterfly after the Aghanim Scepter.
Interesting. This chance against Lycan and all his summons is amazing that he can fall back to Maelstrom if he wants to.
Unless his goal is to get the Butterfly. Like it's almost the old school build on the Gyrocopter, right? Like what was it? You'd have... I mean, you didn't need the Satanic, but it'll be Manta. What was it? Manta. You just have a Morbid Mask, and then you get the Divine Rapier after Butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can go down that road. Now it's got the true hit. Pushka playing around Roshan. SF ready to go with the BKB. Scepter from Witch Doctor will buy him a little bit of space, but now the army runs forward. They're looking to kill off the Witch Doctor. The cask, oh, they can do some work. Soulbind is out with the double silencers, but where is this attack? Still no BKB. Now it comes out from the SF, and he just stands, heals, and delivers into the rest of NaVi. They've got the battle, but they have absolutely nothing. Gyrocopter, for all the damage he's got, Lycan is soloing up, getting the Centaur stuns out. He's lost his shapeshift, but does he have enough damage, or should he kill him underneath the tier 2 tower? Oh, yeah, he does. So up to the Grimstroke, up in the tree line, and around, down through the tree line, and then back into pretty much death. Balls up to get the slows. I guess Lycan will now say he should probably join the fight. Inkswell will get himself a double stump. His player's got nowhere to go. He's between 2 huge chunks of meat. And dies, and the tier 2 tower as well.
Full team wipe with Shadow Fiend using a BKB with Arcane Rune, so he's gonna have it up again. Now he was caught in a bad situation where you feel like you need to contest the Roche. You're afraid they're just gonna snowball from there. They're gonna take the Roche, run at our tier 3 towers, take the racks, so you need to contest. But if you look at the positioning, they were holding the high ground, but HR, they don't care. They have the vision advantage from the Hawks, they have Wave of Terror, and now Roche just falls in a second.
And NaVi, they need to really find a good way to survive this onslaught. Great AoE abilities that could potentially be synced together, but so far HellRaisers have had the fight in 3 different positions almost every time. And they will push. SF is your frontliner. What'd you say it was going to be once everyone's in range? Like, just SF alone is -7.
It's going to be -21. Also, Lycan building AC, so that's going to add extra 5, -6. Well, man, my math is on fire today. Correct and fast.
Well done, Lacoste. Fortification stopping Pushka from pushing in the bottom lane. Keeps that creep wave alive in mid too. And only for a little bit of time. They don't get much further than this, but they're dragging the creep waves off bottom, so Pushka's push is a little harder. But he's still got 1 wave to work with, and that'll be enough to take out the tier 2 tower. And Witch Doctor's trying to be a real nuisance as well. He's jumping in behind the lines.
Just sniping couriers.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't think HR cares too much.
They actually, like, NaVi clean lanes up real quick at least. So this is a hard thing for HellRaisers to breach the high ground unless they can find a good pickoff. Or if they have some shields.
Now he's doing a good job cutting the waves. killing the couriers, just trying to stop this push. But they don't necessarily need to like heavily commit. Yes, you want to use the Aegis, go for high ground. You have the, what does Dota say, 4,000, but it feels much more.
It's win percentage says 20%, going the way of NaVi. That's better odds than I thought I was going to give him.
Would you give them like
10?
10?
10 to 15.
Is this smoke time? They just TP back to base? I don't think you should be leaving the base until Aegis is gone. Like, have one hero to try to cut the waves and just farm whatever comes to you. They have good ways of dealing with the waves, with either cleave or just gyrocopter using flak cannon plus a cooldown.
It's just funny because like there's a lack of control of the map. Like that's why I think like Navi's in such a tight spot, because they don't know where to fight HellRaisers. Like they're pushing every single lane. If you do catch one, like is it still going to be enough? They don't hold either of the outposts. So there's no ability to jump out there. And Shadow Demon, oh, he's going to find the Grimstroke. Walks up. Disruption, catcher. Hey, Slayer, stay there for a second. Funnick wants to come and kill you. Quick little Inkswell, but the poison's staying on him, so Slayer. In fact, Funnick just keeps his distance too. So Inkswell doesn't even land, it's done. So Slayer can die in the trees. But in mid lane, maybe they do find an opening. Shadow Fiend pulled back in again, has the Aegis Immortal. We'll see if he wants to burn the BKB. He'll burn the one charges to begin with. And Pasha thinks about sticking with this, but there's a lot more support. Lycan is on the way, a quick little time jump away from Pasha, but they go for the Witch Doctor instead. The Observer Ward up on the hillside means Ilias, at least he can walk away under very large amount of vision. A Torrent looking to create some extra space. It will clip the Lycan's feet. And they clean up the army that was trying to chase behind him. But SF's over towards the mid now. They want to go high ground, but once again, SF being caught. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal, so he wants to soak up big abilities. The cask will bounce through the creep wave. Cooldown's coming as well. SF swapped. He'll get out of the second rocket of the cooldown.
And Nyx gets the free tower on the bottom lane. Like, this lineup is very good at split pushing as well, if you're just showing the heroes on the mid lane. Also, all these auras, like just giving extra attack range, some damage, agi to Shadow Fiend. And most importantly, Vlad's aura, so that he can have lifesteal before he builds Satanic for him. So, another minute left on Aegis. Full AC
just go up now?
completed on Lycan.
You got AC on him, you got Pipe over on Beastmaster. It feels like you got all the auras to go up, but can they force it fast enough before the Aegis times out? They could find, like, you can't keep creep waves alive going high ground, and NaVi aren't giving him the fight outside the base. This is pretty ballsy from Crystallized. Like, this feels like a 50-50 play up on top.
50-50 with the double E.
Uh-huh.
Well, he does not see them, but needs to risk things. Otherwise, he's not getting farm. You can farm only whatever comes to you near your tier 3 tower, and you're not gonna be, like, you do not want to be caught in that kind of a spot.
Oh, look at Pushka go once again.
Silver Titan.
Well, I only get a wolf. I don't know if that's really what they were searching for.
Pasha in the laning stage was doing such a good job with each remnant, always clipping a hero instead of a wolf.
Mm-hmm. Four-man smoke up, but I think Kunkka did that in range of the creep wave. But that didn't stop Funnick from staying in a little closer. Here's your pick up, here's your throw down with Pushka. Gonna swap him back out to safety. Oh, careful, there's a Mindbreaker on the ground. Someone needs to pick that one up, and it's gonna be Pasha. He actually stole it from HellRaisers. Now they're trying to let everything go loose. Beastmaster locked down another VS swap. Will bring him out to safety. So Pushka can give his life, but X-Mark actually caught him. Defensive disruption, purge over on Kunkka. He's very uncertain about any kind of follow-up.
Meanwhile,
Pasha
on the bottom lane,
Oh, wait.
got the full Raxes.
Oh, look behind you. Ilias also forced to battle against all of the illusions that are up. Homing missile won't be able to survive either. The cast making it difficult for SF to get out. In fact, he's dead for 70 seconds. No buyback available. Ilias, disruption, gonna cancel his TP out. This VS illusion still trying to work with him to find the kill. Axis, is Ilias actually gonna go down to this fake, this copy? Nope, he's able to juke it easily. Meanwhile, Roger dies.
Yeah, Lycan also forced a glyph from them and almost took a tier 3 tower on the mid lane. But I would still prefer Lycan to be in the fights. Like, he needs to protect the Shadow Fiend They already used all this defensive abilities, swaps to keep Funnick alive, and disruptions. Well, now comes Lycan.
Yeah, he's looking for a target. Ilias able to be protected by the Ghost Scepter Slayer. A little bit harder, but they got stuns available. As Nyx already killing off Ilias. Hard to run away from that one, and Slayer, the same kind of fate awaits him. The 3 callers from NaVi will be there to stand. 1 jump forward, 2nd jump forward. Pasha really looking to hit this nail, and he's able to do so. Well, Pushka will go down, and X-Mark, they really hate this illusion, and they're able to get rid of it. I still find it absolutely hilarious that Mindbreaker is now over on the Void Spirit.
So that's what, like 2 seconds silence, 1.5 plus 2 seconds silence on Pulse. He can silence people 5.5 seconds.
Here's the funny thing, like when you look at the Radiant side at the Mindbreaker,
Mindbreaker.
It actually shows up as unknown in the control. Because they got no other way to know, right? And you can't put it into the dire list. Who the hell even takes a second Mindbreaker? Like,
I don't think you want to, like... Gyro has Ring of Aquila right now. I think he's completely fine with the item. Extra damage, some armor.
Kunkka likes his extra damage too.
Both supports on NaVi. They have Ghost Scepter, which means that they don't care too much about the Lycan. And I'd say Ilias is doing a really good job with the casts. I mean, it's RNG factor, but he is controlling Lycan and the units. So Lycan definitely needs a BKB. There's also Heaven's Halberd on Kunkka.
Roshan time. We're at -8. That gives him, all right, -21. Not too shabby at all at one point.
I say it's just a free Roach. Like, you can't contest this. They kill it way too quickly. You can't just be around this area all the time. Waiting for them to start attacking Roche. Repair kit drop for NaVi. That's one of the items that could keep your
tier 3 tower in the mid.
Yeah, you should pop it straight away.
Get rid of the Vampire Fangs and the Witch Doctor for the moment. Get the repair kits up and running.
Come on, Bob the Builder, repair it.
Can we fix it?
Yes, we can. There it goes.
And in we go. Whoa! There's the swap. Pasha really caught out in the front lines. Magical trying to help him out, but Pasha's already gone down. No buyback available for him. And combining with the Flat Cannon Crystallize, the damage feels so negligible. The Soulbind also not really doing that much either. It's just Nyx running to the tier 3 tower and mid. Like, okay, maybe I won't battle against Bob the Builder, but maybe we go for the Shadow Fiend. Maybe we also get rid of that Beastmaster Hawk that's sitting over on the wall. Actually, almost inside the wall. Look closely for the flapping. What a surprise. Nyx just taking a lane by himself. Tier 3 tower down in mid.
Pasha's still dead for 15 seconds.
Well, that's a good stun. Shadow Fiend, Sentry Warp being planted down, trying to make sure he can't be hidden away, but Disruption, that's the ultimate way of hiding him away. Glimmer Cape, not the first one. Lycan back again towards the mid. Man, they really need to be able to just have one fight on one front if NaVi want to win, but they're being split by HR.
Oh, NaVi got the kill on Shadowfin, so that's Aegis gone. Where's the cheese at? Lycan has one, needs to put it in his inventory. 2 seconds for a BKB. He gets it.
Easy TP away, will not burn his cheese. Top lane pressure wasn't enough to kill off the tier 3. The repair kit keeps it up. At least NaVi are showing some teeth.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
BKB will be ready in 40 seconds for Lycan, so he will rejoin the team. They need to keep pushing. Also, I would want to see Cheese given to Shadowfiend instead before he finishes off his Satanic, just to give him extra survivability. Maledict is such a pain in the ass spell to play against in the mid-late game.
So much money on bottom. Crystallize. He can finally... Actually, no, still not enough. He can't afford the full Satanic yet, but he'll at least get the Reaver. And then it's going to be Rapier territory, right? Like, there is no other place to go here.
It is. damage with the flak cannon. Well, if this game drags and he gets...
Oh, swap! Oh, Magical, he came over to try and kill the Hawk! Came in melee range, Vengeful Spirit's in pretty deep, the call down, trying to buy some extra space, Kunkka still on the retreat, unable to survive, buyback available, will he commit it? It's the Vengeful Spirit, swaps in once again, the Gyrocopter right on top of the Requiem Souls, feared away, back to the tier 4 towers, so much physical damage, the Vengeful Spirit and the Illusions from Lycan trying to finish off Gyrocopter. Oh no, he killed the Necrobook! He died by killing the Necrobook with Flak Cannon. Maybe some rebuttal can be there. The Lycan pulled back in again.
There's no buyback on him.
Witch Doctor still with the Death Ward channeling. It's going into the Lycan, but no Maldic on him anymore. And with no buyback because he bought the Reaver, there's no more friends to try and help defend this. That is HR pushing through the mid. Buyback comes in from the Witch Doctor, but the 2-bit cores are down without buyback. And as you say, Lacoste, that should be the game. That should be Megas at least, but pretty much the game. GG.
GG is called, man. Catching up. Also, right now in this fight, Beastmaster did such a good job just dispelling things with his Necrobook. He couldn't get it off in the couple of previous fights because of the cast.